Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and today we're looking at Resident Evil 3, the board game. This is a really alluring board game, so let's look at the highlight reel to see what's in this video. Resident Evil Trademark 3, the board game. Terrible, isn't it? Why would you put that on your box? Yeah, I mean, Capcom's trusting them. I can't go down further. This is one pledge only for 65. Alright, better get a move on because it sounds like this is going to be another long one. Totally played it. I played all the Resident Evils. I love this franchise. I love it. Is the game getting me excited though? This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. True survival horror. I can't remember. Look, yeah, it's definitely solo, this game. Now, the minis themselves, I do like them. This guy with the rocket launcher, look at the base. This wide base is weird, isn't it? Jill Valentine, that's looking way more dynamic. Running into the action, running away from something. Disco Jill Valentine, what is going on? This looks very cool how they've done this. You can add on Raccoon City tiles. The retro pack does look cool as it comes in the biological test thing. That's kind of nice, custom dice. I didn't know you were still alive. I didn't think anyone was. After the outbreak, pain. A little bit of branching storylines. Why not? Tension deck, which will keep you on your toes. Oh man, you're in for a treat! And that just shows their confidence in their gameplay. And this is a great thing that the team is doing. You can see here, not a small team by any imagination. And totally gonna have to shoot them. Nice giant spider here! Oh yes, and it's on this like long base as well. I like how they're doing this. Alright, here's the rulebook. Look at this art. It's kind of the worst art I've seen for Resident Evil. Look at it, it's just terrible. I don't know why they're so shy about showing you what's on, how it looks on the table. Solo play mode is fully compatible with standalone mode as well as with most expansions. Ooh, is this alluding to something we've not seen yet on the campaign? It's a daft question, that one. But yeah, it's not the remake. Remake's not even out yet. Capcom have been improving this dodgy art. Oh my god. Yeah, late pledge is good. I got this right. 2021. 2021. The pledge manager could be open for a whole year. It's looking very, very cool with unique stuff happening. I do like it. It's very thrilling. Many people won't look at the updates when they come to check this Kickstarter out, and your main page doesn't really flatter the game at all. We need to know what this is about because this is something you might need to buy. Tail here, and they look really cool. They got blood effects all over the floor. Crows are nice, and I like all this lore in the newspaper stuff. This is all really cool. I do love these minis. They're looking nice. Extra narrative cards. Yes, we want more. Here we go. 9. It's 9 extra narrative cards. This is amazing. Very interesting. Could be a definite instaback. Very exciting. There's much to like about this Kickstarter, and with lots of stuff to come. Oh man, this is going to be a great journey over the next 14 days. So yes, Resident Evil 3. We highly recommend it. Oh yes, there's much to love. The Kickstarter campaign isn't really showing it off at its best merits, but hopefully we'll see a lot more as the campaign grows. But let's go to the Kickstarter campaign where it is at the minute, right after this important message from our station. Kickstarter Radio 102.4 does not stand still. It is constantly evolving. Our Saturday show has just been upgraded to the newest, skinniest version, where we only look at the games we covered in the week in a new, skinnier format. Also, our live show on Sunday has been trimmed off the fat too, and we look at games that we could not cover in the week that are full of promise too. And also, we will be covering all the interesting and cool games that are worth your attention, so it is worth subscribing to this channel just to see all that we offer. So why not subscribe and make this channel even better, as we have a ton of social stretch goals, so this channel gets bigger, better, and better for you, the viewer that loves Kickstarters. So if you're bored of retail, this is the YouTube channel made for you. Resident Evil Trademark 3, the board game. All right. Now, Resident Evil 3 is getting a remake also, so it is certainly trending in the video games. Resident Evil 2 blew everybody away in 2019 in video games, as it was an amazing remake, one of the top games of the year. Capcom knocking it out of the park, and they are going to be doing a Resident Evil 3 is what they're doing next, so it is definitely a hot property. And I can tell you now that this Kickstarter sleeve box, it's terrible, isn't it? Why would you put that on your box or even stick that on the wall? Of all the images of Resident Evil 3, that is the dullest box cover you could have gone for. You certainly can. I mean, it certainly is bad. Now, Capcom, great video game, most famous for Street Fighter 2, all the way back in the early 90s. Wow, yeah. So really good. So, now before we go down to this Steamed Forge games, let's look at these. Yeah, you can see here that they've been doing video games. They've got another Capcom game, Devil May Cry. They got the Horizon Zero Dawn game. That was a PlayStation exclusive game. They got the rights to that. They did the Resident Evil 2 board game as well, which got good reviews, certainly from video gamers. They appreciate it, and I think that's who they're making it for. And Dark Souls is the biggest one, with a monster 31,000 plus backers of Dark Souls. So yeah, I mean, Capcom trusting them. They were trusted with Horizon Zero Dawn, not Capcom, who did that, but also a very successful video game. So yeah, they're covering video games, and it looks like this could be the best game, Resident Evil 3, as this company has evolved. Evolved, just like this guy has. Evolved into a decent video game, board game producer. We shall say that. I like these chips, these handgun ammo chips. What's all that about? I do like the cards though, with blood across them here for the zombie. Yeah, let's go down and have a look at this. Alright, let's move this down, because it's so annoying, this thing that Kickstarter have done. Now here, look, I can go down further. This is one pledge only for 65. It's not bad, you know. You're getting the game board, you're getting the exclusive mini, you're getting the Kickstarter exclusive box art, and the stretch goals, which even in the video up here they allude to. More minis, more board art, and some other stuff. So yeah, it is pretty exciting, and only a 14-day campaign. So look at this, not even 1 day, and 28 questions in the FAQ. We'll have a look at that near the end. And 13 updates. It's only been going 1 day. What has been going on here? Oh my goodness me, this is going to be a ball. Alright, better get a move on, because it sounds like this is going to be another long one. And we're getting a reputation for doing long videos. Check out the description for links. show notes so you can link to bits of the Kickstarter. Alright, if not, I'm sure you're sat there with your biscuits and coffee or tea, so let's get cracking, shall we? Now, Resident Evil, mega exciting game, and I've totally played it. I played all the Resident Evils. I love this franchise. I love it. And is the game getting me excited, though? That is the worry of it, because the previous titles from this company, they haven't really alerted me at all, but we'll see what they're doing here. 14 plus, I mean, it says, like, just play this video. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. I'm sure that says my game is an 18 game. What's this 24? Sorry, what's this 14 age group for if you've got explicit violence and gore? Alright. I do like this this card here. It's very similar to the video game, as your health tracker is your kind of, you know, your reading of your heart. So I do like how this moves up and down. Very cool. You take some healing and you go from maybe red moving back up to green, which is very cool. So we're using mechanics here from the video game, which is nice to see. True survival horror. Survival, not that much. I mean, you're coming into the game loaded with weapons here. You're the hero ripping up the place. The survival part here is the people, the NPCs that are surviving. Spine-tingling campaign that will have you sleeping with the lights on, it claims. It is based on the video game, and the video game is getting a remake, and this certainly should be mega popular. It is building on the engine of Resident Evil 4, which was a great success for the company and was their best game to date for them, so this potentially could even surpass the greatness of Resident Evil 2. If you're watching this video and you've got Resident Evil 2 and did not like it, please add to the conversation and put down in the comments what you didn't like about it. But if you've got Resident Evil 2 and you like it, also add to the comments too. We want a little debate going on in our community. I can't remember. I really can't remember if the ladies in this game were very sexualized. I'm saying that because, I mean, this is a mini skirt with like, you know, summer dress on here, a little bit, you know, a little bit more flesh than what I remember in the video game. They were wearing mainly military gear. Yeah, so these were the enemies, and remember, Resident Evil is all about government experiments trying to infect humans so that they evolve into these monsters, and it's totally not just zombies. It's like, you know, all sorts of crazy stuff going on in the game. Yeah, you'll need to work together, it says, to search for items and meaningful choices on how to progress. And it's solo. Yeah, it's definitely solo, this game. Now, the minis themselves, I do like them. I know they're not dynamic. None of them look like they are going to kill you, apart from this guy at the end. He looks like he's potentially going to stab you from the back, maybe. But I would have appreciated it if the pose was, you know, gun facing the enemy, because you can move your mini and face the mini towards the enemy on the board. And with the gun out. Totally with the gun out. And even though this looks kind of sassy with her gun down, almost like a 007 agent, it would have been better if she had this pointing the gun out. Same with these minis. The guy with the rocket launcher, he could be actually facing that towards you. And this guy looks like he's going into rage mode, so that one looks okay. This guy with the rocket launcher, look at the base. This wide base is weird, isn't it? It is kind of strange. I don't think this picture gives you a good impression of how the game looks on the table. Kind of looks just sprawled out. Hopefully we'll get something better down below or through a video. But, you know, guys, show us what it looks like during a playthrough. That's what we want to see here. Like a bird on a tree. So you get a nice range of minis here. Nice looking zombies. It looks like there's a little bit of carbon copy here, similar zombies here, which is not trending. We prefer to do individualized ones as well. And this kind of gore around the zombie here almost looks like he's a caveman with a little bit of fur there. Nice to show painted minis just to show you what the potential is with these minis. Yeah, they've got dogs here and these horrible worm things and the scabby little spider things down here. Horrible. The Jill Valentine, that's looking way more dynamic, running into the action, running away from something. Definitely a cool hero to have. And you can see she's more in her military gear. And look, social stretch goals to get Biker Jill Valentine. When did that happen? And Disco Jill Valentine. What is going on here? I don't know. It's bonkers, isn't it? This looks very cool how they've done this on like a police board. And something strange afoot warrants further attention. Yeah, new game mode, survival horror. New game mode, hard mode. If Resident Evil 2 was a pushover, well, you got hard mode now. And I think you can mix and match the two. You can bring in things from 2 and play them. It's similar, very similar. Alright, what you can add on. So you can add on Raccoon City tiles. Yeah, but if you're adding them on, that means there's no scenario with them in. That's kind of homebrew stuff, isn't it? If you're just buying tiles. It's not too bad though, $10 for 20 tiles. It really will open the game up for you. It says free for Resident Evil 2 backers, so that's pretty a neat deal for returning backers that they'll get this for free. The Retro Pack. Look at this box cover as well. Certainly getting better than the main one, but still looking not as great. Just type in Resident Evil 3 box covers and you'll see all the amazing box art that was done for the video game. And I don't know what they're doing here with the board game box, but it totally could be better. I'm guessing these updates might talk about Retro Pack. We need to go into the deep dive of the updates later. Alright, Dice Pack. does look cool as it comes in the biological test thing. That's kind of nice. Custom dice. They look screen printed, and guys, can you not do etched dice? You're trying to get better every campaign, right? And this Res Evil 3 box cover, I mean, just... And this icon in the middle, by the way, this is the Umbrella Corporation. These are the scientific peeps that have been creating these monsters. The Umbrella Corp? What is it? Umbrella Corp? You work for Umbrella? I can't even remember. You work for Stars. That's who you work for. It's been a long time since I played Resident Evil. I didn't know you were still alive. I didn't think anyone was. After the outbreak. I'm not pointing fingers. Everything happened so fast. And the police weren't trained for this. What could they do? It's too late now, and we need to be quick, because I don't have much time, neither do you. You've got just 19 hours of gameplay to survive the nightmare, and you need to live through 14 scenarios to do it. The order you play them is up to you, as long as you can manage to escape. But the city danger level is rising, and the nemesis is coming for us. You'll see, we're all going to die. Yes, Raccoon City, you're not going to die. That's ridiculous. Gameplay is broken up into nail-biting scenarios that form an overarching campaign. As it said, you can decide which ones you're going on, which is nice. Scenarios are like chapters that link together. But unlike chapters in a typical story, these scenarios can be played in any order. You can play as a standalone, self-contained experience. So how are they linking into an overarching campaign? Alright, you choose your character. They each have their own personality, background of course, and potentially starting weapon. Resources, you are going to be searching, and every bullet is precious in the video game. It's totally tense because of that. There's certain parts of the game where you won't have any ammo and you are just running. Can you afford to explore every tile? Remember that taking out the enemies isn't the only way to survive. Yes, this is not all about the killing, especially when ammo is short. Yeah, so you are going to be forced to explore. This is going to be all part of the fun. And, yeah. You're going to be forcing, the game, it says, forces you to search for keys. Nice, though, here, evolution. Some scenarios have fixed objectives for you to complete, and others let you choose your own. So, woohoo! This is definitely a Vogue thing, is choose your own adventure during a campaign. A little bit of branching storylines, why not? It is cool how the video game doesn't do this, by the way. So this is nice. This is turning it into more of a board game now, that where you're getting a little bit of scenario that you can choose what's happening. That's cool. And they have this tension deck which will keep you on your toes. And yes, the longer you take, the more this is going to rise up, and the more it rises up, the more enemies you're going to get. As it says here, game over. There is going to be some randomized narrative events, it says. I do like the fact that they're making it narrative, that a zombie appears. You know, Zombicide, pick you up a Zombicide game, when a heavy comes out, there's no lore around or narrative for that, is there? So this is a nice addition. And certainly stuff you'll be doing on the map may be creates these in the lab, you know, opens something that where these then come out. So it, depending on what you do, can make the situation even worse. This could be the updates here where they're telling you about the characters and the developer diaries. This is all cool. Talking about the open world and the campaign. Oh man, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat as we go to the updates later. The rulebook. So what we'll do is we'll go down to the bottom of the page. We'll do the rulebook, then the FAQ, then the updates, and then we'll finish. We'll try to go as fast as we can. Now this is a good sign. They're on Tabletopia, and that just shows their confidence in their gameplay. They're very happy to give you a demo, and this is a great thing that the team is doing. So yes, if you feel like you want to be back in this game, you've got not just lots to look at here on the updates. Not only that, you can even try the game out on Tabletopia, which is phenomenal. Really, really good. Some official videos here of, as it says, exchanging items with other people. And I mean, this mini, look at him. You got zombies behind her. She's not even worried. The tensions phase, and this is quite cool here. How it's kind of writing in here, so you're getting a little bit of narrative on these cards. It's very, very cool. Got a playthrough here, an official playthrough. This is good to see, and we've got a review here also. Who is it? First Aid Spray Podcast. Never heard of you. First Aid Spray. Possibly a Resident Evil channel, I would say. I'd guess. It says, from First Aid Spray Podcast, Resident Evil 3, the board game promises to be another huge success if our experience of Res Evil 2 is anything to go by. Yes, does sound like it's building on the success and hopefully doing a lot more to evolve it. Meet the team. This is pretty cool. So you can see here, not a small team by any imagination, and the game is kind of middleware. It's not pushing the AAA board games, but you know, they're at a middleware price. They're they're not $100. So I think the value proposition here is good. You're getting something certainly that's more than retail. It's definitely Kickstarter worthy, and but yeah, good middleware. It's not bad middleware, it's good middleware. Tyrell Patrick. I do like his glasses here. I do like that. He's looking buff, isn't he? I just wish his gun was not in an idle position. Very good. Oh, I like these crows. Look at them. Totally gonna have to shoot them. Murphy Seeker. Again, looking too idle. Really should be more dynamic. New game mode. So yeah, you're getting gameplay editions, miniature editions. Nice. Like I said, Resident Evil is not just about zombies. You've got a nice giant spider here. Oh yes, and it's on this like long base as well. I like how they're doing this. Look, the spider's looking way more dynamic. It looks like it's getting ready to attack you. Obviously, it's not as great as the art here, where it's gonna attack you from your head or something. This is more a low attack, but it's still cool. Marvin Brown, look at him, he's got like a massive magnum. Just move it up. Move it up. Now, most expensive shipping is if you're living in Mexico. Oh dear. Hey, 50 sterling is a lot of money. That is pushing it $65 for shipping here. That's very expensive. And if it's coming from the United Kingdom, other games from the United Kingdom, last Kickstarter delivered from there, which was Isle of Cats, was way less than that. This seems to be outrageous. I will contact the team and tell them about this, because they potentially could get the shipping down for Mexico if they change the postage, which is all possible. Realms of possibility, we can make changes happen. There is still 2 weeks to go with the campaign. Now, it's coming June 2021, so it's way more than a year off. Way more than a year off. So this is quite distance, isn't it? Right, we're at the end of the Kickstarter page. We'll go to the rulebook right after this.
The next social stretch goal on KiS 102.4 is the 250 subscriber. Subscribe today and unlock new music that will change the music in all the videos in the future. You could be part of the evolution.
Alright, here's the rulebook, and you can tell here from the art that it's middleware. There's no AAA board game company going to put that on their rulebook. Just looks terrible, it does. I mean, if you're coming over from the video game, which has stunning art, I mean, look at that. Just looks, pah, is what it looks like. Anyway, moving on. Contents, no index. Are you kidding me? This is 32 pages long and no index. And I do appreciate contents, but come on, index is more specific and it's quicker for searching things. Please put an index in. Don't need to keep banging that drum, guys. It's so obvious. Is it? Well, we do need it. Now, this is an old game. I'll give it that. This Resident Evil 3 is an old game. And this is potentially what the rulebook in the old game might have been looked like. Some of this kind of concept art back then. Of course, the game is coming from Japan. Game contents here. You can see really nice. The bosses here, these are the bigger minis. I do like this grave digger. And is it hinting? I'm guessing this is not including all the stuff that's unlocking, and hopefully we'll get to see potentially some more bosses and some more enemy types. These Demios, they look cool standing up, don't they? And if you look at the zombie dogs here, there's two different variants. One of them is very dynamic, of the dog running at you, whereas the other one is just kind of getting ready to attack. I do like them. And the zombies there, I mean, come on. Tiles, they've not been showing these tiles off too much, and they're decent tiles. They should be showing these off on the Kickstarter page more. Hopefully an update shows us something of interest. Only 40 narrative event cards, so hopefully more of them. It says there are 9 campaign path cards, though, which is interesting. There is a scenario booklet, you can see that down here, and the raccoon board dashboard. This is the cool bit of the board. Doesn't kind of show you what it's like on the table, though, does it? Going through the characters, these are really nice. I do like these. I like how these cards look. Looks all good. I like the health tracker, of course. We've been talking about that. And there seems to be a lot of space here, don't there, at the bottom for text. It's like a lot of wasted space here. Yep, does have line of sight, which is part of the tension in the game. And look at this art as well, really nice there of the dog, zombie dog, very cool. It's all really well laid out. I mean, this is basically Resident Evil 2 rulebook, but Resident Evil 3. You know, so that this has come through a good. This has definitely come through the ringer. I mean, it's definitely been tested out. So hopefully this is looking better. It's it's looking cool. There is some interesting things in here. Now this page 16, look at this art. It's kind of the worst art I've seen for Resident Evil. Look, it's terrible. I don't appreciate this at all, page 16. It doesn't evoke anything of the video game for me. And it looks weird. It just looks garish. I do like this, exploring tiles, and if it's green, you don't have to roll. If it's yellow, it says things are very quiet and likely to be empty or have one or two enemies prowling through them. Amber, more dangerous, and red tiles, extremely dangerous, so 4 types of tile. All cool. Doors, one-way doors. Ooh. Archways, barricades, stairwells. Definitely going to be barricading yourself in places. That's going to be a given. Corpses in the game. This is all really cool. And all trying to help out the scenario. It's very good. Yeah, we get more to see here of this big thing here. I don't know why they're so shy about showing you what's on, how it looks on the table. I mean, come on guys, you can sell this a lot better than you're doing. So this is kind of the scenarios. You're kind of picking the location you're going to, and some of these are locked until you do all the others, which is nice. You know, that's kind of like the end part of the end game. So I do like this. I do like the map here. It looks really cool. Now you've got here page 24, setting up the game. This is normally like the beginning of the rulebook. It's kind of strange being here. Yes, it says here, if you fail a scenario, dun 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 dun. It says you can either choose to attempt to play the scenario again, of course, or attempt another scenario and come back to this one later. So yeah, that's kind of the open world, but you can go to where you want, and if you fail, you can reset all the decks and come back there later. And yeah, the clock tower is going to be the end. And yeah, the ink ribbons here, which we use to use the typewriter to save the game. So it says here, the number of ink ribbon tokens the players begin each scenario with depends on the number of number of characters taking part in the scenario. When you find a typewriter, you may spend an action and get rid of an ink ribbon to shuffle the tension draw deck. This is kind of strange if it's ridden. So you can use an ink ribbon at a typewriter, which shuffles the tension deck and discard piles together, and then you remove the typewriter. So if you know you're going through the deck, the tension deck, and you know there's more scary stuff in the deck coming, if you find the typewriter, you can shuffle in the discard ones at the risk of, there's still a risk when you do it, but potentially you're putting all the safer ones or the easier ones back in the deck, which is nice. It's nice. These narrative events, really cool. You see here, ominous footsteps sound close by. Your pursuer hasn't seen you yet. Do you sneak away, or do you confront the monster? Dun, 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 dun. This is good. Hopefully we get more of these. Boss cards, very good. Alternate play modes. Solo mode, it says, yeah, you're going to be lowering the health of things so that it scales to one player, which is nice. And here at the bottom it says, solo play mode is fully compatible with standalone mode as well as with most expansions. Ooh, is this alluding to something we've not seen yet on the campaign? That there could be foreign expansion content in. Then the quick reference sheet at the end. It does need to have an index. Please put an index at the back. Much appreciated, thank you. Let's go back to the Kickstarter. We have some FAQ and updates to go through. Alright, the FAQ, here we go. Can you play it solo? Yes. Is it based on the original or the remake? Well, the remake is the original. Come on, it's a daft question, that one. But yeah, it's not the remake. Remake's not even out yet. If I back Resident Evil 2, yeah, just make sure you're a backer. How far into development is the game? Look at this question. It's finished. It's complete. Is the artwork final? Yes, final and approved by Capcom. Capcom have been approving this dodgy art. Oh my god. Terrible. Will there be tiles for every location? There's awesome tile artwork for all the main locations. Show it to us! Look at this. Show it to us on the campaign page. So it is kind of interesting here. Any chance of a 5th player explanation? No, there's not. Scaled for 1 to 4. Based on playtesting, there's 20 hours of playtime there. It does say, assuming you're familiar with the rules and don't fail, of course. And of course, there could be expansions coming. Anyway, size of the models is a good question. A 33, that's nice. Better than 28, so yeah, bigger is better. And cards are standard size, yeah. A bit of a complaint here that some models came with warped bases. It says to prevent this, we're using a different type of plastic for large model bases. So yeah, there is a bit of an update to the minis here, so that should at least make people happy. Is it going to be an all-in pledge? Wait and see. Now this is alluding to something coming that we don't know yet. So expect some expansions from the rulebook and here. All in pledge. Yes. Fully painted pledge level. If you're interested in painted minis, keep an eye on the updates. It says, ooh. Yeah, late pledge is good. It says though it will be available for around 4 weeks. It says it will go live after the campaign has funded and ended and will be available for around 4 to 6 weeks before the pledge manager opens. That is weird how that's written, isn't it? The late pledges will go live after the campaign has ended and will be available for 4 to 6 weeks. It should that not say will be available for 4 to 6 weeks before the pledge manager closes? It's odd. It is odd. But why only 6 weeks? It's not coming out to 2021. You can completely open the pledge manager all year. Have I got this right? 2021. 2021. The pledge manager could be open for a whole year. So yeah, that's kind of strange, that question. And yeah, we need to know about the late pledge. Kickstarter will never accept PayPal. They never will. They need to change manager before they do that. And yeah, you can back £1. There you go, or $1. It says. Which is nice. They're doing $1 pledging. Very good indeed. Why is it a shorter campaign? Why? We're keeping it short to keep things exciting. The mid-lull. Everyone's talking about this mid-campaign lull. There's no evidence that short campaigns produce more money than long campaigns. If your game is good, that long campaign is really fantastic. Will you be making other titles? We'd love to. Yes. Man, come on. Resident Evil 2 was a success. Resident Evil 3 is looking like a success. And, to be frank, why would they not give them it? Capcom are loving this company. They're loving it. Alright, these updates. We need to go. We're going to blast through these really quick because there's 15 updates in one day. That's nuts. Now, this we're not really seeing it on the campaign, but you can kind of see here a scenario of being played out, which is really nice to see. Again, you're at a unique location here in a scenario. It's looking very, very cool with unique stuff happening. I do like it. It's very thrilling that you've got this setup. It's looking very nice. You're playing one of the many scenarios in the game here, and it is very cool because you could potentially come in here with your character with new items and weapons that you got from another scenario. So you're not coming in here clean, as it were. So yeah, very, very good. Just talking about Tyrell here. Nice bit of lore about him. And yes, the city has been overrun by the T-virus. Yeah, so this guy is an intel gatherer for the Umbrella Corporation. So he's working for the people that are making these monsters. I like these rotating minis. Why have you not got that on the main page? It's beyond me. It really is. Why are you hiding this stuff in the updates? Many people won't look at the updates when they come to check this Kickstarter out, and your main page doesn't really flatter the game at all. Yeah, so these tiles then the locations that you're going to be finding, and is this kind of like an essential add-on? It says this add-on includes 20 new game tiles featuring remastered artwork of Raccoon City. Now Raccoon City, oh man, this needs way more explanation. It says for the full lowdown on the tiles, check this blog out. We're going to go and check this blog out because this is doing mine. This is getting more popular as Kickstarters are pushing more information on their own website. Alright, we need to know what this is about because this is something you might need to buy. Now we're getting a better look here at the tiles that you're not showing on Kickstarter, and it's strange that we've got to come to another website to see your tile art. Look, you're seeing them with more detail here, and they look really cool. They got blood effects all over the floor, and it is all good indeed. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're back in this game and they're giving you more tiles, you're probably going to get them, aren't you? It's just a shoo-in. Just as a shoo-in. You're going to do it. But it is interesting that they're doing a blog on their own site also, so there's a mix between stuff. So there's potentially lots to uncover there. These are kind of nice, short and sweet. Disco. It's a weird one. It is a weird thing to do a disco version of her. Crows are nice. I like all this lore in the newspaper stuff. This is all really cool. I do love these minis. They're looking nice. And it does say in the FAQ that all this stretch goals are they are all finished. So even if it makes a gazillion money, they're not going to be producing anything new potentially. Hard mode. Evidence suggests hard mode will be challenging, intense, and should not be attempted by the faint-hearted. Ooh. In the hard mode, green cards are removed from the tension deck as the city danger level rises. Any new weapons discovered will contain less ammunition, and the item chest can be used to carry recovery or weapon items into new scenarios. Why would you do that to yourself? It is nice this is nice how they're telling you about the stretch goals though. It is good to see. And it looks like they've been blowing through them all on the first day, so this is why it's been lots of updates, just knocking it out of the park. Extra narrative cards. Yes, we want more. It says though, if we reach 300k, these extra narrative cards, plural, will be added to the card deck. We're only seeing one here. Here we go. 9. It's 9 extra narrative cards. This is amazing. Yes. This is totally what the campaign needed. Awesome sauce. Today's top 10. Frosthaven did a video on that. Adventure Neverland video coming this week. Ank done a video on that. Tales of the Wood, not even a bloody board game. And Resident Evil 3. We're doing it now. Woohoo! We cover all the good stuff on our channel. Yay! Now look at this. Unfortunately, this part of the story might get unpleasant. Ooh, another enemy has been spotted. This is good. We need bosses. Is there going to be a boss? This one's horrible. Ooh, look at that. It's a horrible thing. So yeah, they've said it's going to be an exciting campaign. That's why they're doing it for 14 days. So yeah, expect news on this Kickstarter every day. And it's probably worth backing just to get the updates as they come down, because they're all going to be looking very, very cool. I think the Kickstarter here on day one is just a platform, and they're going to be building this more and more. And as the expansion content comes, it's just going to look even better, the game. I expect it to go to $100 is what I am expecting. So yeah, that is Resident Evil 3, the board game. Should be doing more on the main page. Should be showing more of the campaign. Art should be really showing a great image of the game in play. And do something better for the box. Maybe a picture of all the heroes would look better than just that. I don't know. All the heroes in the game at the left, a couple of bosses and a couple of the minis on the right would look great. I think that definitely needs to be worked on. It does need to be worked on. The box. Other than that, it's looking really cool. Your stretch goals, I'm loving those stretch goals. Keep them coming. More bosses, please. Yes, and more of those event cards. Yes, and more scenarios. Probably coming in a box. That won't be a stretch goal. That's going to be an expansion box of scenarios. But yes, definitely press that reminder. You can see we have this reminder. We have a reminder on this because we want to come back on the last 48 hours to see all the content that comes out in this game. So we suggest you do the same and keep your eye on this one. If you are excited though, remember you've got that Tabletopia. You can go and play it. Also check out a scenario to see if it is up to snuff. And yeah, we definitely recommend you doing more research for this game. It's looking very interesting. Could be a definite instaback because it is, with the narrative that's going on here and the scenarios and whatever comes in the exclusive stretch goals and what's coming in the expansion. It's very exciting. There's much to like about this Kickstarter, and with lots of stuff to come. Oh man, this is going to be a great journey over the next 14 days. So yes, Resident Evil 3. We highly recommend it, even though it needs to do some things, mainly to do with the box. Put an index in your sheet and show us more of the tile art, please. And yeah, the minis. Get the minis more dynamic. That will be perfect. So Resident Evil 3 gets our sign of approval. You've been listening to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm Lipstickpaddy. You take care and stay safe. Bye bye for now.